Assalamualaikum and a very good day I wish to all. My name is Muhammad Hazim bin Musa and I am from 4 BMMW 1/2. Today, I would like to present my final year project entitled Design and Development of Gold Bar Stamping Die. The topics that will be discussed are Introduction, Project Objective, Scope of Project, Literature Review, Methodology, Result and Analysis, and lastly, Conclusion and Recommendations. Historically, the process of stamping die referred to the word pressing. This term refers to the machinery that is used to make custom of any pieces. The gold bar is a molten metal that is poured into mold. It will be a quantity of pure metallic gold in any shape manufactured by a bar maker under a standard manufacturing, labeling, and record-keeping circumstances. The main aim of this project is to design and develop gold bar stamping die. Specifically, the objectives are as follows: to design a gold bar stamping die applicable to functional usability. Next, to produce an end product prototype of gold bar stamping die by using 3D printer. The scope of the project are involving in the processing of physical gold based on different manufacturer. Next, research on each manufacturer logo to provide different design of stamping die. Next, I would like to tell about Chapter 2, Literature Review. I would like to focus on two topics, which are types of die and material selection for stamping die. Stamping die comes in a variety of shapes and sizes. The most often performed process in stamping die is cutting. Trimming also use of process in stamping die. Trimming die cut away excess or unwanted irregular features from a part. The other example of type of die are notching, blanking, piercing, and lancing. Next, I would like to tell about material selection for stamping die. Changes stated that the majority of material utilized to create a stamping die are steel-based. The example of the steel are carbon tool steel, medium carbon alloy steel, high-speed steel, and others. Chapter 3, Methodology. It describes on how the gold bar stamping die prototype have been developed. The current work use the applied methodology where design and fabrication will be implemented to answer the research question and achieve the project objective. The process timeline started with methodology research and ended with surface finishing. It is about how a researcher plans a study in a methodical way to produce accurate and reliable results. Lastly, the goal of finishing procedures is to change surface of produced component. Next, I would like to tell about design sketching. The startup steps are: use SolidWorks 2018 version, select new on the taskbar and use MMGS mm/gram/second as universal unit system. This is the upper die shoe sketching step. The important method of doing this are the sketching of the text on the face of the stamping die. The text is need to be flipped horizontally. The method is we need to select flip horizontal left side and flip vertical to origin. It is to ensure the text sketch arranged in reverse. As when we produce the gold bar, the text sketch will start from left side. Next, the important step of doing this part is the support rod. We need to sketch two circles with a radius of 6.5 mm and 60 mm width. The support rod are extruded to 35 mm of distance. I would like to show a video in the making of lower die shoe.
First, we need to extrude the circle of 80 mm in diameter to 60 mm of distance. Next, we need to sketch a rectangle of 40 mm of width and 60 mm of length. Sketch the fillet of the rectangle with 10 mm radius. Next, sketch two circles at the surface. Extrude the sketch to 40 mm of distance. The support slot have been made at the upper die shoe. Lastly, sketch any design of pattern and extrude it to 0.5 mm of distance.
The next step in methodology is slicing. It is a step before running the design in 3D printer. We use Ultimaker Cura as slicing software, as the G-code will auto-generated by using this software. These are the steps on setting up the print profile in Ultimaker Cura. The good print setting need to be chosen to ensure a good prototype is produced. The video shown is the process of using Ultimaker Cura. Once the gold bar stamping die design is imported to the software, we need to rotate it to 90 degrees. Choose standard quality as print profile and set the infill density to 10%. Click Slice at the right bottom of the touchscreen and the G-code will generated. The next step in the methodology is machining process. We chose Creality Ender 3 as 3D printer to print the prototype. It is capable of working continuously for 200 hours steadily. These are the machining preparation before the prototype printed. There are hazards that need to be focused on when using this machine, such as high temperature nozzle can cause severe injury, hot filament coming out of the nozzle, and mechanical hazard from moving parts. The results and discussion chapter present the analysis on the design and development of gold bar stamping die. The topics that we will focus on are design analysis and prototype defect. These are the results of prototyping. The total hours that used to print these two parts is 11 hours and 15 minutes. These are the isometric view for upper and lower die shoe. The table show the top view, side view and front view of gold bar stamping die prototype, both upper die shoe and lower die shoe. Next, as the result of the 3D printing, there are defects on the prototype that need to be highlighted. The first one is circle inaccuracies. The defect occur when the 3D printing machines heated bed and printing nozzle always moving lateral to X, Y and Z axis to print the prototype. Next, layer shifting and splitting. It occurs when the model prototype does not printed at a good printing parameter. Next, model stringing or oozing. It occurs when the printing extruder moving between different sections of the print sections. Lots of hairs and strings will left behind. Next, the blobs and zits. It is a small mark on the outer shell surface of the prototype model. Lastly, the dimensional accuracy. It occurs when the measured dimensions does not correspond to the design intention. The most notably on the prototype is 2 circles on the lower die shoe, where it is supposedly to be 7 mm, but the printed part is only 6.49 mm. As for the conclusion, the design and development of gold bar stamping die project has succeeded. The presented methodology has been proven to develop a gold bar stamping die. As a result, it provides a foundation for the proposed future project. Lastly, about the recommendation, I would like to recommend to do research about more gold bar manufacturers to diversify the design of gold bar stamping die and make further study of development in gold bar stamping die to vary more methodology of producing it. For the closing, I have learned a lot about design and development of gold bar stamping die. Thanks a lot to my supervisor, Encik Hassan bin Attan, for endless guidance and support. Appreciation also goes to my BMMW classmates for advices. That's all from me. Thank you very much.